Time for battle number whatever it is versus a guy whose name I can't pronounce. Well, it's sort of half the Trick Room team and it half wasn't, so I was a bit confused. Never mind. So I just wanted to play my normal Trick Room anyway and see what happens. But as soon as I saw the slow bro, I was about to say slow king and it isn't, he was probably going to Trick Room anyway, so I thought it was worth trying to well, I wasn't going to bother Trick Room in case he Trick Roomed as well, in which case it would go back to normal speed and I would not go first. But I was still a bit confused. I sort of expected to fake out, I didn't know what on, and it didn't really matter either way. They were both aiming for the slow bro with a super effective attack. Nice drop in special defense. Not that it matters too much in the end, I'll explain. Well, I don't need to, you'll see it yourself. Trick Room is now up, which benefits me more than him actually, which is pretty useful. It just means this ambipom has to go last. And to be honest, that slow bro is not a big problem for me because I have two super effective moves on it. So I'm going to go and target that so they can get it out of the way, as it's quite easy to get rid of. And because ambipom, I assume, probably has a U-turn, it'll swap out anyway. And probably, I don't know what it's going to do then, to be honest. Another useless boost this time. There we are, that's out of the way. Not that he did too much damage anyway. There is U-turn. Unfortunately, because I did KO slow bro, it is able to come straight back out again. And I assumed it'd be another fake out. You can tell how long this took for him to choose because that was in double speed. Anyway, out comes the Dust Noir, which annoyingly is slower than both of the two I have and therefore quicker. Ambipom turns up again, so it will no doubt fake out. And I was a bit indecisive. I thought it'll go for the Clefable because it has Shadow Ball, which is super effective on Dust Noir. So I protected with that, and hopefully nothing would happen with the Dust Noir. So I decided to have a switch to Bronzong. You can tell how long this guy's taking. I mean, look at these big gaps. I mean, if I had the editing technology and the time to delete these, I would, but it gives me something to talk about actually. Speed up, people. It's not that hard to choose moves. I mean, even if you had pretty crappy connection, it can't be too bad. There we are, fake out goes for the protect, and Ice Punch did exactly the same thing. Took me a while to decide what to do here, so I decided eventually to use Moonlight because I didn't think that they give it too much attention, the Clefable, because Bronzong's out, and seeing that the Dust Noir had Ice Punch, I thought it'd have Fire Punch as well. Gyro Ball does massive damage there, as well it should do, because Ambipom's a lightning quick Pokemon. And Fire Punch there did peanuts. It did very, very little, because it's got a beastly defense. And it's a good job I used Moonlight, because Giga Impact didn't kill me as a result, and that gave me a free turn of Ambipom not doing anything. But I chose not to use it anyway. There wasn't really a need. We decided to get rid of it and swap the Clefable out to something which I thought would be a bit more useful for removing whatever came in next. I also thought the Dust Noir would go after the Bronzong again, so Eruption wouldn't lose any power, but it didn't decide to Ice Punch what would have been the Clefable, but it does very, very little damage anyway. But unfortunately then Trick Room ran out, and yeah, typically one of my most hated Pokemon because it screws, well it used to screw this team before it got tweaked over massively. So yeah, Infernape came out when I wasn't sure if it'd take a close combat to the face, Camerupt, but I decided it was worth having a risk, take a go, have a chance. I mean, it couldn't, but as you'll see, it didn't matter too much in the end, because by attacking the Camerupt, Bronzong is able to put Trick Room up again. And I'm very much surprised I didn't go and Flare Blitz the Bronzong, because now that Trick Room's up, it is very unlikely I'll lose. I sent Clefable out because the only attack Bronzong has, bar Explosion, is weak on both of the opponent's Pokemon. Dust Noir it's weak on because it's incredibly slow, and Infernape because of typing. So I decided that I'm going to explode instead, eventually. Took me a while to think it through. So I protect with a clefable. And I'm hoping as long as it doesn't have a sash, it'll go down. Not that it massively did have a sash, to be honest, because I'm going first anyway. Well, so I thought. Turns out it has priority moves, which really I should have predicted, and I've saved myself anyway. And it doesn't have a focus sash. I have no idea what item it did have on it, because I have exceeded the 60 pass limit, and I forgot to delete some of them, so people that swapped in, I haven't got their new passes. And to be honest, now for the next 2 minutes or so that this vid runs for, it's just a very slow, very slow process of me removing dust in a while with Polygon 2, because I know that I can't lose to it unless it had paint split, which I don't think it did. So yeah, there's really no need for me to narrate the rest of this, because all it is me Thunderbolt, they attack with a punch, me Thunderbolt, they attack with a punch. Apart from that, that being the exception that I was going to bring up, but the video was beating me to it. And apart from the one misclick I have in there when I click Magic Coat, that's about it. I'll just let you watch the rest of it. There's no need for me to narrate anymore. I'll just make the quick reference to the last video where I asked people's opinions, and yeah, it was pretty conclusive. I mean, at the time I'm narrating this, I got 27 comments, 24 of which basically said yes, narrate. You know, I can't really argue with that, can I? As much as I don't like narrating, I did offer the option up to people, so I suppose I'll work with it. You better make it worth it. Just kidding. Nah, I just, as every YouTuber does, and like more subs, you know. I'm not doing a sub for sub random crap or anything like that. Just letting the vids do the talking themselves, and hopefully I can get enough subs, keep getting them constant rate, because recently I've not been getting any, but I suppose that's because I've not had many vids up due to exams. Anyway, I'm off. I've got other things to do. I'm very busy. Rate, comment, subscribe, blah 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 blah, and I'll speak to you all soon. Thank you very much. Good night.